Hey y'all, welcome back to Hempin Happiness. I am one of your hosts, Dee Dee Taylor, and I'm here with my amazing co-host, Miss Beth Pinotti.
Pinotti.
Come on,
I thought we
right.
got past that. Putting a Y in there. Pinotti. I'm not a
I didn't think I put it.
Pinotti.
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 That's how I said it, didn't I?
No,
Oh, well.
you can rewind it, but that's all right.
Forget it. I'm sorry.
I'm your best friend. What's your name?
Oh, that's
all right.
sad.
We'll
I got a good excuse. I have a headache today, so I plan on going home and taking some THC and THC, not TC, THC, and crawling into bed for a minute. We actually have plans this evening, and I'm like, shit. I just want to Netflix and chill tonight. We're going. I bought tickets to a comedian.
Oh, fun.
So it'll be fun. It's down at the in Louisville at the Comedy Club, the one down I think on 4th Street.
Okay.
I've never
been to that one. Yeah.
And we're going out to dinner too. We haven't had a date night in a while, so I'm gonna get over it.
You will.
I will get over my little headache. I think it's
Yes.
sinus issues anyway, but it's that time of year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just increase my THC and increase all my vitamins, and that'll be good.
That's right.
So anyway, pardon me for mispronouncing your last name again.
No.
You're Beth. I'm just calling you Beth.
Okay, we'll
That
do
way I
that.
don't
We'll do
mispronounce
that.
it.
That's fine.
Thanks for listening, y'all. We really do appreciate it. All your likes and follows and shares and all that good stuff. Obviously, Beth and I have a good time doing it. We hope you guys have a good time listening. And, hopefully I don't offend you with all my curse words because I can't help it.
No.
But I did want to, one thing before we get into today's episode. I was just recently voted in as the new president for the Kentucky Hemp Association. So that's pretty cool.
Is huge. I know.
That's pretty cool. And there are a few House bills pending that we need to vote no on House Bill 34. And we need to vote yes on House Bill 62, 63, 105, and 106.
Okay.
House Bill 34 limits THC in your system. So I think it's like 5 nanograms or something can make you fail a drug test.
Right. For driving.
For driving. Yeah.
So they're going to say you're intoxicated if they find 5 nanograms in your blood. And that could be insane. There from 3 weeks earlier, you know, so because you cannot say that is not science.
No, and these legislators do not realize you're talking grandmas taking full spectrum CBD oil. They'll fail. They would fail and be driving intoxicated. You're not intoxicated.
You're not.
They don't understand how THC works in the body and how our bodies store it. Right. They have no clue.
Right.
And it gets stored in your fat cells. So I'm walking THC. I mean,
we all are.
I would fail right now, and I haven't had any THC yet today, but I would fail.
Right.
So
that's the sad thing about it.
I'm not the least bit impaired.
No, we can't have that.
No.
We can't have people losing rights and having to pay extraordinary. If you got a DUI,
you know
like
what, $10,000 just
and
off
you lose your license, you could lose your job.
Yep.
over something you smoked a month ago.
Right, that's insane.
Come on,
insane. So please call the LRC number. It is, I will give that to you. I just made it easy and saved it in my phone so I wouldn't forget it. But it's 1-800-372-7181. So please call and tell them to vote no on House Bill 34, yes on House Bill 62 and 63,
and
yes on House Bill 105 and 106. So 62 and 63, it kind of goes against the House Bill 11, and House Bill 11 passed last year, and it completely annihilated the entire vape industry. So these 62 and 63 rewrite it to where one, it gives people at least a year to get rid of their inventory.
Oh, that would be amazing.
And two, it stops it completely eliminates House Bill 11 until the Supreme Court makes a decision on vaping. And, again, if we are a nation of freedom, why is there so much government, and why aren't they just allowing adults to be adults? Right. If you want to vape instead of smoking cigarettes, do it.
Right.
It should not be up to us whether or not it just shouldn't be our decision.
And it shouldn't be up to corporations deciding.
Nope.
Nope.
And Big Tobacco is behind House Bill 11. There's no question about that. So please vote yes on House Bill 62 and 63. And then House Bill 105 gives the Kentucky legislator, they have to put it up for a vote as to completely decriminalizing cannabis altogether and possibly even allowing for home grows.
Yes.
So we are for that, obviously. Same thing with House Bill 106. It pretty much just takes away, it pretty much decriminalizes cannabis completely.
That would be amazing. And that's where it needs to be.
That's exactly where we need to be.
It's ridiculous.
Yes. It really is. So I'm working with a couple other people on House Bill 105 and House Bill 106. That's a Kentucky Cannabis Freedom Coalition. They're behind that, and we're also one of their sponsors too. So they've been sharing a lot of our posts and stuff on socials. So those are the big 5 bills that we know of right now. There is another one supposedly coming down the pipeline on hemp beverages and how the alcohol companies are wanting to take those over. We just kind of got notice from that from one of our lobbyist friends that is on its way. So we need to stop that bullshit too, because they were all against it before. But now that we won the Delta 8 lawsuit and we have cannabis drinks available, now they want to take the money from it. So it really fucking infuriates me. It's all a money grab and it's all bullshit. So we will definitely need your help to stop that one, because I have a lot of customers that are alcoholics and they don't want to go into a liquor store to buy their cannabis drinks. Exactly. And cannabis, how many times have we talked about this? It is natural for our body. It's healthy. You know, yes, you can drink too much and be intoxicated, or you can use it as medicinally as you'd like. Anytime you use cannabis in general, it benefits your body. Right. It doesn't cause harm like alcohol or tobacco does. So that's why we fight for what we fight for and why we do what we do. And that's why we have the podcast too, to help get this information out there. So I'll share that bill once it comes on board, and we would ask you to call the LRC and tell them probably no on that bill. Because I'm sure it's not going to be a yes vote, because it's going to keep it away from retailers like myself and other smaller hemp companies from selling it, and put all those drinks into the liquor stores. And
it's just wrong. It's not the same thing.
No, and I'm already paying to be a hemp retailer.
Right. You're already carding to make sure everybody's 21 and over. So it just doesn't make there's no sense, no reason behind it. It's just money grab.
It's just a money grab. So for them to all of a sudden come in and take it over, they must be feeling the pinch.
Yeah, I think they
You know what I mean? Oh no, somebody else is taking money away from us. Whatever. We all know big bourbon rules here. So.
I think alcohol companies make plenty of money.
Oh my gosh,
I don't think they're struggling at all.
Although, unless all those tariffs and then they're going to be screwed.
And my favorite beer, I'm not a beer drinker. I like Corona.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be tariffed. Yeah. And that's
how
insane.
How much will I have to pay just to have a beer?
I mean, come on. I mean, you would think that once people realize that what those tariffs were really going to hurt, they wouldn't have done what they did. But whatever. That's a discussion for another podcast to handle. Because we try to stay out of federal politics unless it involves hemp. But, we have our opinions. So what's on
the agenda
today? What's on our agenda today, Miss Becky?
The reason why, hemp and let's just use the word cannabis, because we were talking about hemp, marijuana, all of the cannabinoids. So we have an endocannabinoid system, and still so many people don't know this. So I think, talking about it as much as possible is just a game changer for people, because then they understand how cannabis works in their body.
Right.
And, because we haven't been able to research cannabis for years because it's been illegal, still Scheduled 1, we're just finding out. We didn't learn we had an endocannabinoid system till the early 90s. And hemp has been illegal until 2018. So now we're just we're just being able to research how the endocannabinoid system functions in our body. Now, endo means, it happens within. We're producing cannabinoids in our body. The two main cannabinoids that we produce in our body are anandamide and the 2-AG. And I'm not going to try to pronounce I'll try it. 2-arachidinyl glycerol.
But she does way better than I do.
So what those are, they're the molecules that kind of help everything function within our body. Anandamide is known as the bliss molecule. They are actually fatty acid neurotransmitters. So I'm not going to go into all the science and how things work because it's a lot.
I mean, whenever I hear something fatty, I'm like, oh, that should be very blissful.
Right. I got lots of fatty acids. So that's basically how our endocannabinoid system is functioning. It's off of these two molecules, the anandamide and the 2-AG. So cannabinoids will go to these receptors and produce these molecules that then turn on other receptors and molecules. So all of that going on, it can seem kind of confusing. So what we want to kind of make it a little simpler, go over the body systems and how your endocannabinoid system affects each of these body systems. Okay. So I'll go through the body systems and then we'll both kind of talk about how that works. So our integumentary system, that's your skin. Okay. So with cannabis and skin issues.
Yep. Like eczema and psoriasis, just overly dry skin. Okay.
So yeah, we do have cannabinoid receptors throughout, our body and on our skin. So those things, cannabis can help with, those kind of skin issues, skin cancers, things like that as well. Skeletal system, you're got to worry about producing, your what am I trying to think of the word?
Bones.
Your bone growth, I don't know.
Don't ask me.
I know. I'm trying to think of the word.
I'm like, your skeletal mass. I don't
know. So to prevent osteoporosis, so you want to keep good bone cells growing, things like
your bone density,
and
your
so that
vitamin D and your all that kind of stuff goes together.
Right, and so
that's cool. It regulates that.
That works within that too. Okay. Your
strong
muscular
bones.
System.
Oh, for sure.
That's, helps in so many different ways, especially, pain issues, but functioning. So, things like Parkinson's and how it regulates, your neuromuscular system, your responses, things like that. Nervous system, of course, is a big one, and how that helps with, if you think of, your brain and everything that runs there. So as far as seizures and epilepsy and neuroprotective, qualities.
Oh, for sure.
Circulatory system.
And again, everything that we mention here, it doesn't cure anything.
Right.
So we're just getting that out
there. We're just trying to explain how your
endocannabinoid system works and what it regulates.
Yeah. Circulatory system. So we're finally starting to learn a lot more about cardiovascular health and CBD because they did a recent study on how it could affect atherosclerosis, so plaques in your arteries and so forth. Because, statins are so widely prescribed.
And they're so bad for you.
They have a lot of bad side effects.
Bad for you.
But what makes us sad about people who do get on statins, it dysregulates your anandamide and your 2-AG.
Yeah.
So it's
literally disrupts your endocannabinoid system. Yeah.
So you could take CBD and it could not do anything for you.
Yeah, if you're on statin medications.
Right.
Yep.
So,
and most people don't realize that.
I know.
The statin medications cause a lot of joint pain and issues like that. And plus, it completely depletes the cholesterol in your brain that you need. And I don't care what anyone says. 200 and under for cholesterol is not healthy. And more and more research is showing that they try to put me on a statin and I only had a 210. I'm like, I'm not getting on that.
I know.
I'm not doing it.
I know.
And some of that stuff just kills me because it goes back to big pharma. So keep that in mind, y'all.
Right. There are choices out there, because I don't want to tell people don't take a statin. I don't want to, we don't give healthcare advice.
Well, yeah, we don't.
But people do ask us those questions. And I don't want to say that because I am concerned about heart health.
Some people may need it.
Right.
They may need cholesterol,
right?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I mean, if you're over 400 or something crazy, that's understandable.
Right.
Yes, some of that stuff truly can cause strokes or can cause blockage or what have you. But at the same time,
if it's not for life-saving measures,
be proactive.
Check into other things for that. But they are finding that so the endocannabinoid system could help resolve some plaques.
That's interesting.
So if you're getting more of your cannabis, and because of the chronic inflammation and things like that. So that's something that's we hadn't studied cannabis and heart health. So that's kind of coming, that's a new thing. So we'll learn more about that in the future. But, the reason why I wanted to go over all these systems, because people say, well, why should I take cannabis? And I'm like, it's helping your whole body. But to sit here and explain what it does for every single system, that's hard to do. Respiratory system. So opening up airways, getting more or less inflammation, more for your bronchi. Digestive system, it helps move things through. Your excretory system, urinary, think kidneys and reproductive system.
I got a story about the reproductive system.
Yes.
So I had a couple that she was really stressing out because they could not get pregnant at all. And this was when I first started. So it's been a long time ago. But she started taking CBD oil just for stress and anxiety. And then she calls me. She's like, so I have to get off of it. And I was like, how come? And she's like, I'm pregnant. So she was so happy. And she goes, I truly believe it was from the CBD products. And I was like, well, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yes.
Because one, you weren't stressing out as much. And two, it was letting your body heal itself so it could get pregnant.
Exactly.
So, that always made me so happy. Yeah. Like, hey, if I help somebody get pregnant, that is awesome. But I didn't have to be in the bedroom.
Didn't have to be in bed with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, because it affects your hormones. And that's, hormones are all over your body.
All over.
But, I've got a little blurb here. ECS also influences the reproductive system. CB1 receptors are located in the hypothalamus. So when you hear CB1, that's cannabinoid receptors, and they play a role in the secretion of the gonadotropin releasing hormone. And in females, CB2 receptors are localized in the follicular cells in the ovaries. So, if you are adding a little bit of your cannabinoids to help, they're like little helpers. So if you look, imagine little cannabinoids go in these receptors. I'm going to help you work better.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. So that's just amazing.
It's so good for your body.
It's just so good.
Well, and we've lowered the prices on a lot of our CBD products too.
Yes, because everybody needs to take it every day, like a supplement. Yes. So people, don't understand. That's the main difference between CBD, THC. You want a little CBD in your body every single day.
Every single day.
And then you can add THC as you need to help with pain or relaxation. But CBD is like taking a vitamin. Yeah. And if you're not getting that into your system to help with all these processes.
Yep, exactly. That's what's needed. I 100% agree. I am very diligent about my CBD. Always.
Because, we do produce some endocannabinoids, but we're not producing enough.
It's almost like the vitamin D3. You're not producing enough of it. And you need that extra support because we don't do a lot of things to keep us healthy, especially in the United States.
Right.
And where you would produce natural cannabinoids would be at the gym.
Yeah.
It would be working out, eating healthy, no stress. And I'm sorry, but that's damn near impossible not to have stress.
I mean, all of us, or, and the toxins are our environment.
Yes,
we're constantly bombarded by things that are toxic to us.
Oh, for sure.
So if you're not getting something to clear out those toxins and heal things in your body, you're just missing that benefit.
Yeah, for sure.
Your endocrine in your immune system, endocrine has everything to do with all of your hormone regulation.
Everything.
And if you can help regulate your hormones,
right?
Why wouldn't you? And your immune system, it does help boost that. FDA will probably
which might have something to do with why I wasn't feeling. So I just got diagnosed with in the doctor's words, not mine, an extremely sensitive gluten reaction or insensitivity, whatever.
And it's crazy that it's extremely.
And I'm not celiac apparently, but I have I think there's some kind of protein in it that affects your body. But I've had a lot of issues lately. I'm not going to go into them here because some of them are kind of embarrassing. Beth knows more than she probably wants to know about me. But it makes sense. And I think that because I've used the CBD for so long, it could have actually been
reduced some
of that inflammation that I was feeling, but just now it had really started catching up with me. But I thought it was my hormones. For a while there, I'm like, God, something's going on with my hormones.
So you went to a functional medicine doctor.
This is
different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
He did, he probably took about 10 vials of blood. I'm not kidding. And I had to do a stool sample, which was so gross. I'm not going to lie.
Go into detail.
I'm definitely not going into detail. But they test your biome and your DNA from your stool sample. I got a lot of predispositions for things, which my whole family, we're bigger. We're all bigger people. Most of us are overweight. So a lot of that kind of stuff is actually in your DNA, and you can change things. You can change your DNA. You really can. Even a lot of our DNA, if your parents were exposed to Agent Orange, it can get passed to you in their DNA. We have a customer that happened to them. Yeah. So you got to keep that kind of shit in mind. God only knows. And I don't have full brothers or full sisters, so we can't do I could never do a complete workup because I've also had blood clots where, nobody else in my family has. And he said that he couldn't find a genetic disposition for those. So it could be molecularly, a molecular reason why I get blood clots, that my body's missing something that's, that it's keeping it that way. All I know is if I keep exercising and I drink a shit ton of water and I eat healthy, I don't have problems.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but this new diagnosis with this gluten thing, I was like, holy shit. I started reading all the side effects and what it can cause. And I was like, well, no fucking wonder I've been feeling this way. I just would have never thought about it because I never ever thought I had any food allergies or sensitivities or anything like that ever. So it's been eye-opening. I mean, apparently, it can also, a gluten sensitivity or insensitivity, I don't know which way. Sensitivity can cause seizures.
Oh my goodness.
How crazy is that?
I've never heard that before.
Me neither. So obviously we're eliminating it from my husband's diet too. So it's pretty much meat and potatoes for us, which I'm okay with.
I know. But you are going to learn a new way to eat.
Yeah.
But I love that you do those natural changes. Yeah. You're like, I want to know what's wrong and I'm going to fix it naturally. And that's the way we should be looking at health. What's the problem and how do I fix that? You know, what's the source of the problem?
What's the source of the problem? Don't throw pills at it. I hate that shit. Yeah, no, because I really did think it was hormones and just part of perimenopause. If that's what I was starting to go through, and just chucking it up to that and be like, well, I'll deal with, I didn't really think it was something that could be more serious because gluten sensitivities and being celiac can cause a lot of much deeper rooted issues and a lot more problems later on. Right. So I'm glad that I found out now. And if it involved my struggling weight loss, like I would have done this 20 fucking years ago. That's what really kills me about it. Like, son of a bitch.
I know.
Like I would have eliminated that shit a long time ago. So that's what really, because I will bitch about this, but I have been working out. Like when I go to the gym, I'm usually there for 2.5 hours, and I walk. I get my 10,000 steps in every day. I try every day, and I am struggling just to lose an ounce, and I can literally gain a pound overnight. Right. It's the craziest shit. So I've really been struggling, and I think that was my motivation, because I just pretty much was ready to give up, and I started crying and all upset about it. John's like, please go see this doctor. I'm like, okay. Fine. So I did, and I think we go Tuesday to get all the results. So it'll be interesting to hear. He said he doesn't want to overwhelm us, so it'll be multiple meetings. Wow. I was like, damn. So yeah, he actually takes the time. What else is
wrong with you?
Right? What else is wrong with me? I don't know that I want to know. I do want to know, but I don't want to know.
I find that just fascinating because if you can learn, because you're unique.
Yeah,
we're not all the same.
No, and they were even testing John's glucose levels, sugar levels, to see if maybe that was a reason he was having seizures, but no conclusive evidence there. He does run high, so I think he's a little bit pre-diabetic, but I don't have those tendencies, which you would think, because I weigh more than him, that I probably would, but I eat better than him. He eats he will eat a lot of sweet treats.
Let's see.
Yeah, and I don't buy them. He goes and buys them himself and brings them home. Like if I send him to the grocery to get bananas or something, next thing I know, there's ice cream. I'm like, we didn't need ice cream. I eat my protein ice cream, so it barely has any sugar in it. But he can't. He's slowly been getting rid of the sugar in his coffee, and today he was like, "Ooh," and I said, "You better get used to it."
I know.
I mean, the thought of him becoming diabetic, I'm like, you don't want to deal with that.
No,
because your husband's diabetic.
Yeah. He's type 1, and he's
so he's lived with it his whole life.
No, he was. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. Diagnosed as type 1 when he was 55.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so it's
bizarre.
like his pancreas just quit
shut
working.
Down.
And that still bothers me to this day. Why did it do that? You know how?
It's probably something DNA related, though.
I don't know.
His parents or grandparents or somewhere along his lineage.
But,
how crazy is that?
I don't know. But
I don't know. All I know,
can't get him to take the CBD still all these years.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
That is cray-cray. That's cray-cray. I hope he listens. That's cray-cray. You need to
tell him. You need to take
your
CBD.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So we never know what's going to go breaking down on us, or what has been broken that we didn't know that we need to fix. So.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Right.
I had no idea. I literally didn't.
I know.
I thought half my digestive problems were because I didn't have maybe I was taking too much probiotics or too much prebiotics, because I take a lot of it.
Yeah.
And yes, that can cause some issues, but not the issues I've been having lately. So it's all about learning.
Yeah.
You have to have an open mind and be willing to learn new things, and not believe every fucking thing you see on Facebook and social media.
Right.
And definitely question your doctors, because they're really good at prescribing pills.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they go to doctor school to be. Doctor school.
That's right.
I was thinking law school popped in my head. I'm like, no, it's doctor school.
Be medical school.
Yeah, medical school. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I mean, not all doctors are like that. We're not saying anything bad about our doctors. We love our doctors.
Healthy. You know what I mean? They're healthy because they don't take any meds.
They don't take any, right. I ask your doctor what meds he's taking.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want none of that.
You read the side effects of things and you're like, holy shit.
Yes. And that really, it's a thing. So many people come in here and they're just like, the side effects of this, and it's just sad.
It is sad.
Because they did not only not really fix what was going on, then now they've got these side effects.
Yeah.
So, if you take advantage of your endocannabinoid system, you don't get these weird side effects. You're getting just what your body naturally does. So you need to learn more about how it's going to, all these things work. We're learning, and we're going to teach you as much as we learn. But
that's what we're here for.
It just blows my mind how doctors have not even considered the endocannabinoid system.
I know, right?
In the way we deal with our healthcare here. Yep. So maybe things are changing. They are changing. We have medical coming.
And the more we learn.
And learn today, we may not have medical product for almost a year.
Yep.
So
maybe even longer.
You can come see us.
You can come see us in Kentucky. Same thing with Indiana.
Don't worry. We got your stuff.
We got you.
But before we quit talking about the endocannabinoid system, this study about the cannabidiol effects on stem cells blew me away.
Okay.
Because, stem cells play a critical role in human tissue regeneration and repair. But in addition, there are cancer stem cells. They're a subpopulation of cancer cells. They share similar characteristics as normal cells.
Oh, wow.
And they're responsible for tumor metastasis, and resistance to chemo and radiotherapy.
Oh, wow.
To tumor relapse. So there's those bad little cells that are popping up in there, and then you got your good new stem cells. All stem cells have cannabinoid receptors.
Of course they do.
I mean, the basic, your stem cell.
Yep. That's like in our, that is literally in our, mitochondria.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That is building all of the cells in your body.
Takes you back to basic science.
I love the word mitochondria.
I know.
It's
just
a
good
cool
word. That one I can pronounce.
Yes. And, but so the aim of this review, so they reviewed a lot of research is what it sounded like on this. But it was to analyze the effect of CBD on both the somatic stem cells, so those are your good stem cells, and these cancer stem cells. The results, so they looked at over 276 articles, selected 38. So it was a pretty decent study. But it showed that CBD exerted a differentiating and protective effect on your somatic stem cells. In addition to this, the molecule demonstrated an anti-proliferative effect on the cancer stem cells.
That's awesome.
And this was all like in vitro research. So,
even in vitro research. Yes, that's really cool.
Interesting. But I mean, so things like glioblastomas, the brain cancer, it had, the effect on that was just amazing. Lung cancers, breast cancers, on destroying these cancer cells and helping these. So, I mean, we're just finding more and more. We know those, tumor inhibiting properties, but it's down at that stem cell, and it's working. Level. So if you are throwing some CBD on it every day, you're getting good stem cells and killing those cancer cells.
And you need high doses. In order to get it done, if you are experienced, if you have cancer, you really do need high doses.
Yes,
and I would say even they're scientists are saying that we need higher doses of CBD anyway, and I kind of agree with that. We tend to start people out at 25 milligrams and go up from there, but I know I take 100.
Right,
I'm at 100 milligrams a day, and John takes about 200 to 400. So everybody's different. We all metabolize it differently. And that's why we're here to educate you on how to take it properly, because we want everyone to be healthy, and
it's our goal.
Yeah. And with me, I felt like I was healthy because I work out, I eat as well as I can. I just didn't know I had this gluten sensitivity. So, but that is that kind of thing. You never stop learning or growing.
I know. And healing. That's why,
you're absolutely
we don't
right.
need to fix everything. We need to heal things. And if you look at it that way, like, I don't need to lose weight. I need to be healthier.
Yes.
It's our mindset on the way we kind of look at things, like, I'm broken, I need to be fixed. No, we just need healing.
Oh yeah, because and I've always thought that, because I'm always going to be a bigger girl. I'm never going to be Beth's size. She's tiny.
I lost 70 pounds.
Yeah, well, you're still.
I was a big girl my entire adult life.
But she's short.
I know. I can't hold all.
But to me, you're tiny.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? When I stand next to you, I feel like a giant next to you. Like, my face is even 4 times bigger than yours. But everybody's different too. We all have different sizes, different shapes, all that. That's what makes us unique as humans. We're all human, and we all bleed red. Doesn't matter what anything. We all bleed red. But it's always good to keep improving yourself and to figuring out, okay, so I'm not losing weight. There must be something else going on. Even though I'm doing everything that I need to be doing, am I not eating enough? Am I not eating this or I'm not eating that? And like calorie intake for me does not really seem to matter.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I could eat at a calorie deficit and still gain weight. So that's how you know it wasn't just weight, it's inflammation. And that's the big thing about having a gluten sensitivity is it's a lot of inflammation.
Right.
So I know my first 2 days this week, I have done really well. And I ended up losing weight. So last night we went to a little event and I know I had these little burgers and they still had, I tried to scrape all the bread off of them, but I'm afraid I might've got some. So, and then I was back up today. So I'm like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how that stuff works. You know what I mean? But I'm trying really hard.
Yeah.
So, and I think, just changing that diet and getting rid of the gluten, I think is going to make a world of a difference for me. And I'm excited. For the first time, I feel like there's hope.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Where before I just felt like giving up.
Yeah.
But now I feel like there's more hope the more that we are digging into this whole, this more of that molecular level and that DNA level.
I know,
and I think I find it fascinating too.
Yeah.
So cannabis totally still works for me.
Exactly.
It's still going to help me and my husband with his seizures and stuff. And I think the healthier you are, the longer you live and the more good you can do.
Right. That's
you know what I mean? And
right.
yeah. So we definitely appreciate you all listening. Please reach out if you have any questions, info@502hemp.com or find us on our social medias, 502 Hemp Wellness Center and 502 Hemp on Instagram. So leave messages. Let us know how you feel. We also have a store in Clarksville, Indiana. It's called 812 Hemp. That's our sister store. And Jared over there knows his stuff just as much as Beth and Danielle and everybody else here at 502 knows their stuff. So reach out. We're here to help. And hopefully you have a wonderful hempin weekend. Sorry, we're recording on a Friday. So whatever it is, have a hempin day. Have a good, happy hempin day. Yes. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks.